Love letters. Love letters to Kellie.
Dear Kellie, you are the love expert.
I am.
My 17-year-old niece doesn't have a good relationship with her parents, and she confides in me and my husband. She trusts us, and she looks up to us. My niece, though, knows no boundaries. She gets everything she wants, and if she gets caught doing wrong, there are little to no consequences. She brags about how she gets away with everything, Kellie. Gets to buy expensive things, and she gets to travel on multiple vacations a year. She recently confessed to us that she drives tipsy, drives with her friends in the car drinking, and has done laundry with 3 different guys so far.
Ooh.
These are obviously behaviors that are detrimental, and I think her parents need to know. Her parents tend to disregard my husband and me since we don't have children. We haven't gotten there yet. How should we have this conversation with my sister and brother-in-law? My sister is a very pampered stay-at-home mom with very hands-off approach to parenting. Please help, Sarah.
Well, I'm glad you had that open line of communication with your niece. That's good. You're going to have to tell the mom. But you are also
But the
jeopardizing.
mom's not going to do anything, right?
Well, maybe she will if she
Maybe,
realizes
yeah.
it's gotten to this point. Her head's buried in the sand. But, you're also jeopardizing your niece's open communication with you if she finds out you run and tell the mom. But I think a lot of times, that these kids that are acting out, it's kind of doesn't make sense, but children want boundaries. They want structure. They, in a sense, want to be punished a little bit. Do you care enough to punish me when I act like I'm acting wrong?
Yeah.
You don't even care?
She's acting out.
And I'm not saying they want to be beaten. I'm just saying they want consequences
Yeah.
for their bad behavior because that proves you actually care.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if you and your sister go to lunch and you explain her to these things, maybe have some professional, I know I say I'm the love expert, but maybe get some child psychologist book or some quotes or something that can prove what I'm saying is true, that she needs you to discipline her, that shows you love her. You need to put forth an effort. She's 17.
Yeah.
She's about out of the house. It's almost too late.
That's the problem.
Because once she's 18, then what, So I would go to your sister and have that conversation, but also realize you may be jeopardizing the trust you have with your niece, but
Doing it for
somebody's
her own
got to do
good.
something.
And honestly, you could end up saving somebody's life because if she's driving while
Absolutely.
intoxicated, this is better for her to get mad at you because you broke the trust than for her to do
Absolutely.
the worst
for real.
possible thing.
Yeah, and there's things you can put on their car and their driving apps. I don't know necessarily that it shows that they're driving tipsy, but it does show if they're speeding, where they're going, And I have that on my daughter. I'm not very nosy, but I'm like, is she where she says she's supposed to be? Every once in a while I can check and see.
Yeah.
But
There you go. Yeah.
good luck.
Good luck.
Love letters. Love letters to Kellie.
Dear Kellie, you are the love expert.
I am.
Kind of like this. It's a little bit different. My boyfriend and I have been together since junior high, and now we are in our 30s. We have kids, a house. We've built a life. Our daughter is now in junior high and talks to me about boys. But when I tell her most of these relationships aren't going to last, she always compares it to me and her dad. Now, this kind of frightens me, Kellie. Her dad and I have not always had the easiest of relationships because we've grown in 2 different directions in many, many ways and times. We've never experienced dating or any of the other things that most experience when they are teens or in their 20s. Now, I don't want her to try to go down the road we did, but I also don't know how to urge her out of this direction without making her dad feel like I have regrets. How do I go about giving guidance without hurting his feelings? Lost for words.
Well, here's
Mom.
the thing. You have to understand, remember what it was like when you were that age. You can't see past the end of your nose. And every boyfriend, this is the one, I'm going to marry him, I'm going to have babies with him, and then he breaks your heart, and then
Right.
the next one comes along. But to her in that moment, you're like, you don't know what love is. There's so many other boys out there. But to her, that is her version of what love is.
And she wants to do what her parents did.
And, well, maybe. I mean, maybe.
Or at least
and it is true a lot of times patterns do repeat themselves, but I mean, I think if you poo-poo her and talk down to her and tell her her feelings aren't valid, she's going to stop coming to you. Because I'll be honest, I kind of stopped going to Connie Raspberry after a while. I wasn't a bad kid, but every time I went to her about a problem or something, sometimes I just wanted her to listen to me, and she would tell me how it was my fault and what I needed to do to fix it, and I gave off bad energy, and maybe I was the problem, and I'm like, I didn't need to hear that. So I'd stop going to her.
And a
about
lot of
certain
parents do that,
problems.
Kellie.
Yeah. Sometimes, she just needs you to tell her that you just commiserate with her
Yeah,
over this
yeah.
boy, as long as she's not crossing boundaries. You know, you don't want to be the woman that, I personally don't want to be the mother that's like, and then where'd he touch you? You know, and all that stuff. That's girl. You know what I'm saying? But there are some moms that don't have those boundaries.
You need a little bit of boundaries, yes.
You need some boundaries, but you also don't need to be every time she comes to you, "Oh, you don't know what love is. You don't know. Don't look at me and your dad," and then try to make your relationship look bad. You don't want to
Right.
downplay that. You don't want her to look at your relationship negatively.
As long as she's dating boys that respect her and are nice
you
to
know,
her.
just that's the best I can offer you is
Yeah.
just not. Now, if you see it's a bad guy, she's making bad choices, that's a different thing. But if she's just coming to you because this is the man I'm going to marry and I love him so much, you'd be like, all right,
Has a way
okay. It has a way of working itself out usually, you know. It's a tough spot because as her mother, you do want to protect them and
Right.
have them see the way it is. But you got to remember how it was for you.
Put
at
yourself
that
in their
age.
shoes,
Yeah.
always, yes.
Love letters. Love letters to Kellie.
Dear Kellie, you are the love expert.
I'm trying to be. I don't know today.
No, see, that was really good, and you
Yes.
gave the mom some really great
You are
advice.
the
Did
love
I?
expert.
Good, okay.
My husband and I have two close friends who have been married for many years, but they've been going through some trouble in their relationship. They always seem so happy when we're hanging out together in a group of friends, but one of them has confessed that they are no longer getting what they desire when it comes to the relationship. Recently, I found out that he has been cheating, and he confessed this to me, but asked me not to say anything to his husband. We have a very close friendship. So I want to be the loyal friend and honor his wishes. But I'm also very good friends with his significant other, and I don't feel right about him not knowing something about his relationship that I know. I've been cheated on before, and I know how terrible of a feeling it is, so I almost feel like I have a responsibility to protect my other friend. But I feel like he has the right to know, but I'm not sure if it's my place to say anything. I've told my friend who has been doing the cheating that he needs to come clean, but I just don't think he has the courage to do it. Every time I'm around his husband, I feel guilty that he doesn't know what I know, and I feel like I'm caught in the middle, and I'll be damaging my friendship with one or the other depending on the decision that I make. What should I do?
Has Vanderpump Rules taught us nothing?
Thank you.
What is the point of reality TV if it does not give us life lessons that we can all learn and grow from?
That's very true.
You need to tell them, say, look, you put this burden on me, and that was not fair of you to do that to me, and I do not appreciate being put in this position.
That was selfish.
That was very selfish of you, and now I'm stuck carrying this burden, and that's not cool. And I don't care if how chicken you are, you need to figure it out how you're gonna, because you've put this on me, and I'm not carrying it. And here's the danger now, because that person can spin it and turn it however which way, but isn't that what happened in Vanderpump
Yeah.
Rules? They should have said, hey, you have until this weekend to tell her, or I'm going to. Well, him in this case. You have this weekend to tell him, or I'm going to tell him. And then let the chips fall where they may. Because do you want to keep this friendship with a conniving, cheating, backstabbing husband?
And be an accomplice.
Yeah.
Now you're an
Aiding and
accomplice.
abetting.
Yeah, you're complicit now.
Man.
And why are they telling you?
Why?
Why are they singling
Yeah, what's
you
up-
out for
what's
this
up with
information?
that? They're trying to make moves?
See if you're okay with it.
See?
You're my confidant. I'm sharing very deep, intimate secrets with you. And, oh, I see you can keep this secret and still act like everything's okay.
Ooh, it's a test.
You never know
Could
where
be.
these things
It
can
could
go,
be.
Justin. You just never know.
sad.
Gay, straight, no matter what, that kind of stuff. That's
happening.
that's happening.
It's happening.
So I would tell the person, if you don't say something, I am, and don't ever put me in this position again. That's not a very good friend.
Yeah, it's not like you stumbled upon it. You were told.
True.
Without your, you didn't
Yeah.
even want that. Man. You're in
Yeah,
a
who
tough-
are you? I wouldn't. I mean,
That's
Because
weird.
that-
That's weird that he told him.
it's very weird, especially when you're all good friends.
Because then if the writer of the letter tells, then that's the problem. You told my secret,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, they're trying
Put
to
you in a terrible,
they need an
terrible
out.
spot.
Or also, you waited this long to tell me?
See? All these bad things could be happening.
valid.
Like,
He
you
put
should have
in a
told
bad
me as soon as you found out.
That's not a good friend right there.
No, but I would just follow
I'd
the
leave town.
Vanderpump rule. Do it the Vanderpump Rules way.
The Vanderpump Rules.
Which
Give
way
him a
is that?
deadline.
Which way is I'll give him
The
a deadline.
Give him a deadline. If you
Yeah.
don't tell him, I will.
There it is. And then
Yeah.
get a camera crew.
What would Vanderpump
Yes,
do?
and sell the pilot.
Sell the pilot.
They're needing reality TV right now.
Yeah.
The actors are on strike.
There's a
you know.
strike right now.